What's up, party people? Dekaron recently had a character class balance patch that just got released into the game a few days ago, so I thought we would take some time today to talk about it. There's some issues, but we'll get into that. Anyway, let's get this video going. Also, if you enjoy my content and don't want to miss any upcoming videos, shorts, or live streams, make sure to hit that subscribe button today. Okay, Q4 2022 character balance update. So where do I start with this? Before I even start going through this, I just want to point out that the release of this patch has been pretty rough on Dekaron, in that it broke a lot of characters. There's just stuff is just not patched correctly. I actually released a short on my channel recently that showed that when I use my mana gain ability on my wizard, it like locks my character and makes it incapable of doing anything, and other characters have similar issues. So I just want to point out that this was obviously not tested in any way, shape, or form. It was just thrown into our server, and they haven't even done anything to fix it yet, which I think is ridiculous. I poke around in the Dekaron Discord every once in a while, and all I saw was, oh, well, you know, you should be submitting, you know, tickets for the glitches that are in game, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, you know, us as players, we should feel some sort of responsibility to submit bugs and issues to the publishers of the game so they can fix the issues. But at the same time, it's not our job to do that. You know what I mean? It should really be the job of the developers and the publishers to make sure that content is smoothly released into the game without any issues. And they shouldn't just throw a patch in and then disappear for multiple days and not respond to anyone. I think that's very, very, very terrible customer support, or I would never release a product that way. I mean, would you guys? Would you release something that has tons of issues and then blame your consumers? That doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, small rant over. Content update, character balance. So, if you look through here, yeah, there's quite a bit actually. It's a pretty big patch, and I am not an expert on each character, so I'm going to highly recommend that you guys, look this over yourself as well, just because you're definitely going to pick up on things that I don't pick up on. So I'm going to start with the characters that I'm a little more familiar with, and then maybe we'll look at some of the other ones. Signal, for example. So the Healing Hands Grandmeisters got updated, basically just made them stronger. Which I already thought they were pretty strong, but apparently they're making them even stronger now. You can just see their skill damage increases. So that's pretty cool. Another kind of interesting thing is for the trans up ability, the shield field, which currently gave this much mana recovery, was pretty much doubled. So that ability actually was not great. So I think maybe we'll start seeing this used quite a bit more now that there's a higher shield recovery rate on that. That's that AoE ability that recovers shield, so that's pretty cool. And then there were just some other little buffs to skills here. Hyper healing was also increased, so that's pretty nice for. That's pretty nice. If you're not playing Healing Hands and you're playing Crimson Empress, Hyper Healing getting an increase is going to be really nice, because the Healing Hands Meister ability that heals is really good, but Crimson Empress doesn't really have that, so that's a nice buff for the Crimson Empress tree for sure. And then overall, the character's magic attack per spirit stat was increased, magic attack value per level, and MP value per spirit stat. So, Signal definitely got a buff here. Alokan, I don't really know much about the Grandmeisters, but it looks like they kind of focused on the Judgment skill tree right here. The Judgment skill tree was... I feel like it's always been good, but it doesn't. I don't know. I feel like Sanctuary's always been a little bit more popular, right? So overall, the Judgment got a buff to all its Meisters, and I'm gonna have to check that out sometime for sure. So that'll be kind of fun. The Trans Up Furnish ability. This ability is very strong. They reduce the attack animation. Now, reduce attack animation, I'm not I'm honestly, I'm honestly not sure exactly what that means, other than it comes out quicker, maybe because I've seen that on a couple of the other ones, and I'm not quite sure what to make of it, but I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. So let's see. The Law Defense changed the buff duration, so it lasts a little bit longer now. But they significantly decreased how strong Law Defense is, though. Look at that. 60% melee damage res to 25% melee damage res. Woo! And 45 PvP damage resistance to 20% PvP damage resistance. That is a huge difference. So they obviously feel like Law Defense is too strong. Yeah. So that's going to be a big nerf to the Alokin. Maybe the damage increase on the Judgment will make it better. And they also nerfed Divine Cure even more. So they decreased the duration and decreased. Wow, they really do not like Alokin in this patch. The Alokin got hit pretty hard here, so that's unfortunate. Half Baggy. Let's see what they did here. It looks like they had a bunch of buffs to extreme range, which is good because it doesn't really get used. For the other skill type, let's see. Torres Will. So these are the Meister abilities. So reduced attack animation, skill and PvP attack power, increased change attack method. I'm gonna have to get in game and kind of play around with this a little bit to understand the differences on that, because right here it says 1 to 3 hits in a straight line and then a single attack. Now it says full range attack and target range attack. That's interesting. That's definitely going to be a difference. I'm gonna have to check that out. Frontium hits more, and sharp detonation. I'm not familiar with the Grandmeister. Varisto changed attack method. Attack while moving in a straight line. Attack towards the target location. Oh, that's interesting. So maybe it's got a little more tracking. Increased attack range, reduced attack motion, debuff effect reduction. Made the debuff a little bit less strong. And then debuff duration decrease. That was reduced a little bit as well. And then, basic abilities weren't changed too much. Trying to see if there's anything. Vampire Dance, skill cooldown. Oh, wow, they actually nerfed Vampire Dance quite a bit. It used to have a 10-second cooldown. Now it has a 30-second cooldown. Wow. So they really, are making the half baggy less tanky, and they're making the Alokin less tanky with these changes. So that's actually really interesting. Okay, Seg Ripper it doesn't look like they changed too much, honestly. I don't see anything big there. I'm going to skip Concert Summoner because I don't know anything about it. Black Wizard. So the biggest thing that I noticed with Black Wizard is Tenran is no longer just on yourself and then put forward. The hits are put directly on the target. So that's actually pretty cool again. Once again, they just made the tracking of the skill better. It seems like they've done that with a couple other classes as well. They Emit Rush, they increased the debuff time. So if you didn't know, Emit Rush has a chance to stun your opponent. And now instead of 3 seconds, it's 5 seconds. It doesn't hit very often, but if it does, it'll last longer, which is nice. I also like that they increased the skill duration of Dark Tornado, just making it stronger. And then Great Mana Barrier, increased recovery. And they also, for Mana Barrier, they actually increased the buff time from 17 to 20 seconds. So that's going to make the Wizard even more tanky. So that's pretty cool. And then again, Astral Darkness, reduced attack animation. I don't really know what that means. Gonna have to get in game and kind of check it out. And then I think the shooter probably got a bunch of nerfs because I know. Oh yeah, see, they significantly are reducing the bleeding effect on the shooter because the shooter bleeding was a little broken. So that's that's good that they did that. Anyway, that's all the stuff that kind of jumps out to me. You guys will have to tell me what you think of the other classes, just because once again, I'm just not as familiar with them, so it's hard for me to completely understand. It looks like Baggy got a couple buffs. Although this one got a little bit of a nerf. This one also got a little bit of a nerf. But yeah, interesting. I don't know. Again, I'm just I'd like to see if. Oh, Stasis Orb got nerfed a little bit on Incar Magician. That's the one that freezes you in place. They got decreased from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. That's good. That's kind of honestly, it's a little bit too strong. I don't know if their pyramid ability got changed at all. I'd like to see that one changed, honestly, but I don't see anything about that. I'm not super familiar with it, but that's interesting. And these other ones would be kind of hard. It looks like the Azure Knight got a ton of changes, so you'll have to look through that as well. Anyway, you guys should let me know what you think of this patch. Let me know if it's good or bad. I'm kind of just everything I've said here. I'm kind of just ignoring the fact that a bunch of classes are glitched right now, and I'm assuming that they're going to be fixed. I already had a little rant about that at the beginning of the video. But we always like to see patches in game. They're kind of fun to check out, especially if they make your character stronger, right? Anyway, yeah, guys, let me know what you think of this patch. Questions, suggestions, as those, you can leave them in the comments. And until next time, take care.